Hey everybody, I had this thought last night that kind of even blew my own mind. I'm going to talk about Natalia Grace, and I have to correct what I said yesterday. It's Michael and Christine. I said Kristen like a multitude of times, but her name is Christine. So, anyways, I want to talk about something, and I'm going to just throw this out at you. Remember years ago, the Blair Witch Project came out, and it was the story of three videographers that ended up disappearing, and they went to their footage was found, etc., but they weren't. And my sister at that time, my youngest sister, said, "We got to go see this movie. It's so scary. It's so real." And I said, "Okay." And I saw it, and I got motion sick when they were running through. Other than that, I thought at the end, I said, "This is not real." And I said, where were they able to charge the batteries for the camera if they were out in the woods? And it comes out not soon after it was found out that it was a fake, it was a hoax, etc. I'm going to throw this out there. I watched Natalie Grace. I'm going to watch it again. And, you have the story from Michael and Christine, and then you have Natalie's story, but the one gray area was when Natalie was dropped off at the first apartment, and all of the neighbors stated that she ended up being a nuisance. And they all had complaints about her, and eventually she was asked the lease was not renewed, so they moved her to another apartment. What if this is all just a hoax? And what if all of these people got together to create this story in order to make money? I don't know. That's the first thing. I don't know. I can't figure it out. I so want to. That Michael, man. I've never probably been. I'll be honest. I was raped in the military, and I eventually faced the man who raped me in court 20 plus years after it happened. I had been a soldier. We were in the same unit. It happened. I didn't talk about it. I let it go. And then eventually I came face to face in court with him. And when I said this man raped me, the man who raped me, he came up with this. Because when I finally found him, I was able to call him, and I recorded the conversation between him and I, because I put him on speaker and I used an extra cell phone to record the conversation. And as soon as he realized it was me, he hung up the phone. So then when I finally came face to face with him in court, he said the reason he hung up the phone is because my family told him I was crazy, and so he was scared. And because then I knew where he lived, he was afraid, and he had to shut his blinds and try to this sob story. And it's reminded me so much of Michael when Natalia finally confronts him and they sit down across from one another and she starts asking questions. He goes off and, "I'm a victim and I can't believe this, and I'm just as much a victim of Christine as you, and I'm not answering those questions." And he gets off and rips his mic off and makes this dramatic exit like he's starring in some kind of movie. I can't even wrap my head around that. How has he been married not once but twice? Even his attorney said he would not survive in prison, and we all know why. But I just want to say, when it comes to perpetrators, oh, do they become the victims when the script is flipped and they're finally confronted and they're finally outed? Oh my gosh. They take the victim and start to make the victim the perpetrator, and I'm afraid of her, and how dare she, and I would never do that. Come on now. The man who raped me in court, the judge said finally at the end of my case, said to him, when she said you raped her, you didn't deny it. And same thing. Michael just sits there. He's not really denying it, but he's not really admitting it either. So is this the Blair Witch Project too? Is this a hoax? Is this a made for TV? What is going on? How much money have these people collected as a result of their story? How many GoFundMes do we have out there? And I don't want to do a spoiler alert, but now the mans have, if y'all watched it, you know what happened at the end of the last episode. I can't it's an ongoing saga. So anyways, I didn't want to bring up my situation, but this really brought forth what I faced when I finally confronted the man who committed a crime against me. This is over 20 years ago. And in certain states, it's passed a statute. So even if he confessed to the crime against me, he can't go back to prison, because he did serve time in prison for that, for a secondary assault on another woman. I'm just saying, is this a hoax? Is it a Blair Witch? What's going on? Because the truth is somewhere in there. Either there's, I can't believe it. I'm going to talk about more of it at another time, but that's all I wanted to say, and I'll be back.